You won't believe how wild this journey is going to be. Get ready for what's about to happen. Subtitles. They discovered a clue pointing to a car similar to hers, and promptly embarked on their journey with great excitement. While in the car, the doctor's imagination ran wild, speculating where Vincent and his two companions might be heading. The doctor's old car acted up, its wipers flailing wildly like dancers, barely sweeping away rain. Blurred vision forced them to stop, awaiting inspiration. Now, with just $6, survival seems a luxury dream, yet Ali calmly said Marnie could survive alone for a week. Vincent urged her to eat, yet she, as if hiding a secret, wouldn't touch her food. In a fit of frustration, he called Marnie a plump princess, deeply upsetting her. Ellie erupted as if poked in a sore spot, snapping at Vincent for the first time. Vincent felt wronged instantly. That cookie she carelessly set down was like a ticking time bomb. Ellie was not amused, turning this spat into a three-way argument. They began exposing each other's flaws, scars emerging one by one. Ironically, Vincent, the oddest, was first kicked out. In the rain, she roared, venting all her frustration to the sky, not just at Ellie, but also against her illness. In the car, Marnie, feeling conflicted, quickly pulled some messy hair onto Ellie's shoulder as a small revenge. This provoked Ellie's anger, and Vincent, now calm, took out a metal box with her mother's ashes, her sole reason for the beach trip. Marnie leaned on her shoulder as silent comfort, and she reciprocated with the same love. Their hearts drew closer, yet when rain ceased, Marnie was gone. Ellie dismissed it, saying she'd wander in the woods. She knew not danger crept closer. Her father and doctor arrived, seeking the signs. Across the lake, the doctor spotted their figures and aimed to sneak up on them, but her teammate was clearly not on the same wavelength and started yelling at the two kids. The loud noise gave away their position, and Vincent snapped back to reality, grabbing Marnie to run, but her dad was quicker and blocked their path. His hand, like an unleashed rope, dragged Vincent out of the car, endlessly ranting, "I always hoped you would fail." "Geez, that's not my vibe," Vincent thought to himself incredulously. Not at all. "See, you can't even finish that sentence." She barked, while the doctor worried that Marnie hadn't eaten properly, suggesting they take her to a restaurant. Marnie suddenly broke free, rushing to return the most important item to Vincent. Their eyes met, exchanging unspoken words. It seemed they conveyed helplessness, and when the doctor saw her dad leaving, she stopped him, insisting he not leave others. As her dad stepped out, Marnie slept into the car and drove off. Ellie snatched the keys and flung them into the lake swiftly. This time, the doctor and her dad found themselves in a failed dance once more, frantically searching the lake. As they searched, impatience grew. The doctor blamed Vincent's dad for neglect, justifying Vincent's wish to flee the hospital. Vincent's dad caught on to the nuances, and they were at a standoff, throwing their full back at each other, both unwilling to budge. Tension was rising, with both seasoned adults being left in the dust by the emotional maturity of their own kids. Throwing water at each other was just a sign of their own incompetence. Suddenly, the dad had a light bulb moment about the car's tracking system, realizing he could check Vincent's location with his phone. However, the unfortunate twist was that Head left his phone in the car, extinguishing the flicker of hope just like that. Lee drove over a pothole, abruptly stopping the car and claiming she hit someone, but Vincent and Marnie saw nothing. Ellie imagined crashing into a pregnant woman, killing an innocent, and asked Vincent to search for the body, though she knew the remote woods held none. To soothe Ellie's panic, Vincent decided to play along, looking around and directing Ellie to where he pointed. Realizing it wasn't a big deal after all, he didn't dwell on it further and started apologizing to the two, with Marnie understanding his behavior. Since all three in the car had their own issues, it was clear that arguing wasn't the solution. Vincent finally confessed that he struggled with anorexia. He always felt he was overweight and had been controlling his food intake. Dad borrowed someone else's phone and promised he'd call the cops. But Vincent insisted he wouldn't. His powerful father, a political officer, couldn't risk public pressure for promotion. If cops learned of the theft, it's over. Vincent snatched the phone, shouting, "Dad only cares about appearances and has no clue what I'm really like." With that, he tossed the phone out the window, and the trio celebrated like they had just won a battle. The craziness and bravery displayed by these three little kids were vividly portrayed, a realm that adults may find hard to comprehend. The doctor fully empathized with Vincent's emotions, as any child would inevitably feel resentful when denied approval by their father. "Where exactly do you think you're going?" Times Earl Dad recalled his late wife and seemed to find an answer. He used the simplest way to start the car. Vincent, who was seated at the back, felt relaxed as he released the blue balloon, watching it float freely in the air. The balloon flew higher and higher, carrying his dreams and hopes to the horizon, and he felt a wave of contentment. But come nightfall, everything turned into a find food game, and they had to split up, one to get gas, one to steal some snacks. One of them would create a distraction, and that task had the perfect candidate. Yet, Vincent just couldn't seem to catch the boss eye. Marnie's efforts were heavily restricted, and in the end, she neither stole anything nor scored big but was down to her last $6 on a magazine. Meanwhile, Ellie, fed up, put on Vincent's dad suit and stepped in, telling the two to be ready to leave. Soon, she returned loaded with loot. She even conquered her fear of opening doors. This was the second successful heist, and without a doubt, it went off without a hitch. Vincent took a puff from Marnie's cigarette, wondering if it would help, while Ellie blasted music in the car, creating the perfect. Marnie invited Ellie to dance under the night sky. Her steps were cheap yet fit just right, and love seemed to circle around them like a gentle embrace. They expressed unspoken emotions through spinning dance. Deeply moved, Vincent kissed her, and the sudden advance made Marnie instinctively retreat. Times Earl, they shared awkward smiles. Marnie fidgeted nervously, awaiting a reply, lost in her feelings.